Diagram shows triangle ABC, and D is in point AB. It says some information. It's got this. I've got to work out the ratio of the length of AC. So it's AC to DB in its simplest form. So my guess is it's going to have to simplify it. Well, DB I know is 6, so all I have to do is then work out what AC is. And I don't know enough from this triangle here, so I'm going to have to use this triangle. I might notice, well, I've noticed that must be 8 centimeters, because it's just an enlargement of a 3, 4, 5 triangle. In fact, it's doubled up to a 6, 8, 10 triangle. If you didn't see that, you'd have to use Pythagoras. I'll rub this out as soon as I've done it. So that will be 6 by 6, that's 36. And the big square here is 10 by 10, so that's 100. And we know that these two squares added together must end up giving me the big square, so it's 100. So that's 36, that's 100. And this bit here will be 64. And so this length here is 8, because it's the square root of 64. Anyhow, I'm going to get rid of that because I don't need it in this case, because I know it's 8. And now I've got to work out, I'll do it in green, I've got to work out the length of AC. So I've got to work out this length here. I've got an angle, so this is going to be trig. So it's going to be so, ka, toa. A little bit concerned because I haven't got a calculator, but I know the angle, so I can take S, C, and T. I know the opposite is 8, so I can take the opposite. And I want to find, this is the hypotenuse of this triangle here. So that's the hypotenuse. So that's what I want to find. Oh, it's green. That's what I want to find, that one. And so the hypotenuse equals the opposite over sine. Never put the right-hand sine on its own. That's sine 30, which equals 8 over sine 30. Now, if I had a calculator, it'd be dead easy. I don't, so I must know what sine 30 is. And sine 30 is a half. Okay, and I'll show that in this moment how we know that if you don't know it automatically. So sine 30 is a half. So it means 8 divided by a half, and that means how many halves fit into 8. Or I suppose you could think of it as just a fraction, and times the top by 2 and times the bottom by 2, and that means 16 over 1, which is 16. And therefore that's the ratio 16 to 6, which will cancel down to 8 to 3 as my answer. But if you can't remember I'll do it in purple. If you can't remember what sine 30 is, then we need to draw a 30-degree angle. Quite tricky, but so what I can do is draw a 60-degree angle. That's 60. And if I do that, if I drop that down the middle, this angle here must be 30. And I just need to find out what the length of this is. If I put that length, that to be 1 and that to be 1, because this is also 30, because it's an isosceles triangle, equilateral triangle, and these ones must be 60, 60, 60, and that length will be 2, that length 2, and this length here is 2. I've got this triangle here, and so to work out what sine of 30 is, sine of 30 equals the opposite over the hypotenuse, and the opposite from the 30 is that 1, so that equals 1 over the hypotenuse, which is 2. So sine 30 equals a half, or 0.5. But that's quite tricky. But if it's a non-calculator paper, it will be sine 30 or cos 30, or it may be a 60 degrees, or it may be a 45 degrees. We do need to know how we can get them, or how we can at least derive them if necessary. And that's question 11 done.